What if I told you that your femininity has nothing to do with the way you dress and everything to do with a frequency you embody? I've thought about that topic for a while and it keeps coming back to me. And I think it's because most of us were never actually taught what our feminine energy actually is. We were taught what it looks like on the outside, but never what it feels like from the inside. So today I want to start a two-part conversation. This is part one, and we are going to talk about femininity as an internal frequency, something that you carry, not something that you perform. And in part two, we will get into how that energy actually shows up when you're out there in the world with other people in your relationships. But today is about you and your own inner world. Hi, beautiful soul. Welcome back on Lights of Dipa. If you are new here, hi, I am Dipa. I am a transformational coach and energy healer, and I help you deconstruct the parts that were never yours to begin with and rebuild from something truer. All right, let's get into the first segment of the part one. Segment one, the thing I want you to sit with is that femininity is not a look. It is not a skirt, not a certain shade of lipstick or eyeshadow. It's not being soft spoken or just being a homemaker or mom. This is the stereotype. And honestly, that stereotype has done a lot of damage because it makes women think if they don't fit that mold, they're somehow not feminine enough. But femininity is not something you audition for. It is something you embody. And what I realized is that femininity is actually an energy. And of course, clothes, makeup, all of that are not what creates the energy. They are just the outer expression of it. And that is if you choose that expression. For me, the more I've done inner work and connected to that energy from the inside, the more my outside world starts to naturally match the energy from within. It wasn't put on a dress and become more feminine. It was, and it has always been, feel it on the inside, and then the dress felt like an extension of that, not the source of it. It's not the long hair, because I can tell you I feel way more feminine with my short hair. It is about how I embody that. So if you've ever felt like femininity is not for you because you're not girly enough, or you don't wear dresses, or you're more of a jean and hoodie person, I want you to release that belief because it has nothing to do with it. And now the second thing I want to talk about is something that changed my life completely is using your own discernment. Because we are all born with this ability to read energy, to sense when something is off, when a person or a conversation is not serving us. Unfortunately, many of us override that instinct because we don't want to seem rude or difficult or too much. And here is what I noticed in my own life. Every time I kept engaging with people who were determined to misunderstand me, whether it was an argument that was going nowhere or a friendship where I kept explaining myself over and over and it kept never landing, I was leaving piece of my own energy behind every single time. And what we forget is that feminine energy needs to flow. It needs ease. And it cannot flow if you are constantly bracing for impact in a conversation. So this discernment for me looks like this. If I feel that someone is not able to meet me where I am, I stop pouring into this. I don't need to announce it. I don't make it dramatic. I don't do a speech. I just quietly stop giving my energy there. And this is not coldness. It is actually one of the most beautiful things I've done for myself. It is about self-respect and self-love. Now, the third thing is let your actions carry the message for you. This one took me so much time to really embody and do. It's like your actions will always speak louder than your explanations. I used to think that if I could find the right words, I could get someone to treat me the way I wanted and to understand how to treat me. Like, this hurts when you do that. I need you to show up differently. As much as communication is important and those words matter, but my actions did not back them up. They meant nothing because people don't really learn from what we say. They learn from what we tolerate and what we do not. So somewhere along the way, I stopped over explaining and I just started showing people through my behavior what I will and won't accept anymore. If something does not feel aligned from within, I don't need a speech anymore. I just quietly step back. This is wild because the moment I started doing that, I didn't need words to say anything. People would just get the message. Now, for today, this is the last thing that I want to leave you with, is all about the way you talk, not only to other people, but also to yourself. Everything you say out loud and everything you repeat in your own head is basically a little spell you're casting on your own life. If you are constantly telling yourself that you are not enough, little by little, your nervous system will believe that, and your actions will start aligning to that thought. But imagine if you would wake up and speak to yourself in an amazing way, the way you would speak to someone you dearly love and care for. Imagine how your day will change. Because you wake up and you tell yourself, I'm worthy, I can do that. How do you think this will change your energy? How this would make you feel? And this goes also for the small stuff. How you talk when you are frustrated, the words you reach for under pressure. This is maybe the most important thing because most of the time, like when everything is okay, everything is good, we're like, yes, thank you, universe. You're like, yes, I can do it. I'm amazing. I am loved. But what are the words that you have in times of pressure or downtime? What are you telling yourself in those times? And I'm not saying you have to be perfect or never curse again. I'm just inviting you to notice, does the way you speak to yourself actually match the energy you want to be living in? And when you observe it doesn't, then adjust it accordingly. So this is part one. Femininity as something internal. Your birthright, your discernment, your actions, and your words. In part two, I'm going to get into how this energy shows up outward, in how it changes the way you move through relationships, how you dress, and how you carry yourself in the world. If this resonated with you, give us a like. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button, turn the notifications on, and let us know in the comments which part you are carrying with you, or maybe which part you are struggling to embody. Also, share this with the people that want to be the best version of themselves and I'll see you in the next episode. New episodes are out here every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturdays. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, take care, and I send you love and light wherever you are in the world and in your life.